No Hunter, no Warrior, and Kaldi has a Rogue, Druid, and Shaman too. Well, Alesh has to start with a Warlock. That's easy mode.
Yeah, he's the master of the zoo, of course.
But as we know, we saw just a second ago, not a Warlock for eSuba first, so it could be everything. We got our match files prepared and we're ready to go. And it's Warlock for Alesh, Zulok even, versus Kaldi with his Shaman. And if you ask yourself, why is Alesh recording looking so strange? Well, we asked him to record into 16:9, but he just, in 4:3, and he recorded in 16:9, but just, well, crumbled everything together. You have to deal with it this game, but you can also just tell him in chat, good job, bro.
Good job, Alesh.
But we fixed everything for next week, actually. I'm just trolling. He's my bro, so I'm allowed to do it.
But yeah, Shaman, if it's the anti-rush Shaman, like Ekop is playing, Alesh could be in trouble.
Alesh could be in trouble if the Shaman has a good draw.
Oh, well, that's what I call a good draw.
Double Spirit Wolves, that's okay.
It's okay against the Zulok. It's totally fine.
And, well, the main problem is just without your... without your Lightning Storm, you're kind of screwed. We see Kaldi has a, well, problem, a slight problem. 2 minions on the board. He could go for his Pharaoh Spirit, but... Well, one Pharaoh Spirit would die maybe, and like if Alesh is drawing another Direwolf Alpha, he could just easy mode kill one of those Direwolves, for example. Direwolves, Pharaoh Spirits.
Could kill both. Nice.
Nice. So, good board here for Kaldi at the moment. Everything's broken.
We broke everything. It's Timo's fault.
Timo broke everything. But it's okay. We're just commenting here from Kaldi's point of view, since one recording is trying to be crazy to us.
Nice.
And there it is. 2-1 minion for Kaldi on the board, and Alesh with his Shattered Sun Cleric getting buffed up. So now we should have got everything fixed. I'm sorry for that production not value. That went quite crazy. He can drop his Pharaoh Spirits now again, but like if you play your Pharaoh Spirits now, one will die definitely. The other one might die also if Alesh has another buff up. And that will hurt.
And we know he has it.
Yeah,
he has 2 buff ups.
It looks extremely good for Alesh right here, right now. So there's an Argus, and there's a Shattered Sun Cleric. He's just going to kill both. Easy mode.
Yep. And his Defender of Argus also stays alive. So that's kind of bad news for Kaldi.
And not only bad news, it's super sad. He might be able to play his Unbound Elemental, but we see already Knife Juggler plus another Defender of Argus. So he could just kill that Unbound Elemental, and there's not a lot Kaldi can do. Well, he has an Argent Commander, so he can fight back. But what he really needs is kind of a Lightning Storm, especially after the next turn's play. But there's Leroy and
the Doomguard in the hand of Alesh.
That's a pretty strong hand.
So the damage is crazy.
The damage is crazy. Correct here. A Lightning Storm would just do exactly what you want it to do. And down to 24 for Kaldi. There's an Earthshock.
So you can get rid of at least 1 minion.
Well, he could play his Selnus or Azure Drake and Earthshock.
I think Azure Drake and Earthshock, the Knife Juggler.
Or the 4-3. You could get rid of that too with the Urshock. You silence it, it goes to 3-2, it
2
dies.
damage. Yep.
Uh,
I still would go for the Knife Juggler.
he really wants to get that card draw to draw his Lightning Storm. Without the Lightning Storm, he's just screwed. Absolutely screwed. And the good thing for Alesh is now he has a Leroy, but he also has a Knife Juggler. So he could just trade with the Azure Drake, play Leroy plus Flame Imp plus Argent Squire to get all those small minions, to get those small drakes pinged away if he wants to.
He decides against it.
Or he can still do it. Oh god, his game's lagging. We had it already once today.
Alesh, please.
So game didn't break.
He's
That's
fine
good. It's always sad. That's the moment in ladder when your heart stops. And he goes for
What?
Doomguard and loses only Flame Imp and Shield Bearer. That's super lucky for him. Next turn he can just go for Leroy. But Kaldi draws a Lightning Storm. Too late. Way too late.
Yep. He won't be able... Well, he will survive the next turn, most likely.
Yeah, Selnus, Lightning Storm, Argent Squire is like what he can do. And next turn he could just charge down.
Well, if it's a
Doomguard.
Soulfire, it's over.
If it's Soulfire, it's over. Well, the thing is, even if it's not over this turn, he's still on 26 HP. He can tap so often to get a Soulfire.
It's over anyways.
Yeah, he does. And
Oh, wow.
And a Soulfire too. He could just test if he actually keeps his Abusive Sergeant. So just Soulfire, see if you keep it if you go extremely lucky, and then play him to get 2. Or he just plays everything. Yeah, that's correct. What am I talking about? That was so strange.
BM Soulfire.
GG, Alesh wins here instantly against Kaldi. So once again, eSuba does it with Zoo, but left the Shaman he played, obviously. It was just some annoying brain damage by me. Alesh is going to keep his Zoo.
I think he will go Druid.
It works against both, so you can win with a Rogue if it's Miracle, and you can win with a Ramp Druid. But if the Zoo draws perfect, you're in trouble. If the Doomguards come turn 5 and everything, that hurts.
Yeah, I think the problem with the Rogue is that he has to deal with all the taunts, with the Defender of Argus and the Shield Bearer and the Void Walker. So I would be really, really surprised if Kaldi wouldn't pick his Druid over the Rogue.
Oh, let's just start the game, jump in, and see what there's for Kaldi.
Double swipe Wild Growth.
Double swipe White Grow. That's something. Has something to say. Yeah, he can White Growth turn 2, turn 3 already swipe, turn 4 swipe again. That looks pretty good for Kaldi here, and he's really thinking. Yeah, he just keeps that hand, and well, for Alesh we have a Knife Juggler, Shattered Sun, Iron Beak Owl. That looks okay.
So he's gonna coin out, obviously, the Knife Juggler.
Yeah, and there's nothing Kaldi can do against it. So he has a White Rose, but he has nothing to kill early minions. But Alesh has not such strong follow-up going around for him also.
Wild Growth.
There's a White Rose coming, and there's a swipe incoming next turn. He drains life, just goes for the damage, and now the good thing is if there would be a swipe incoming, that wouldn't be so much value.
Nah, I would trade my Knife Juggler against the swipe any day.
You would trade your Knife Juggler against swipe any day. I agree there with you. He could just drop the Big Game Hunter since, well, you would need Mark of the Wild Big Game Hunter combo to get rid of a Doomguard, and at the moment you don't have any of those. Like, you don't have a Mark of the Wild. You might have the Big Game Hunter, but you're far away from a Doomguard. Now, will we see, for example, Argent Squire ping Mortal Coil, or like Amani Berserker ping Mortal Coil? Cross your finger, it works.
I think Amani Berserker makes more sense. Damn.
That's so annoying. Like now you kind of need to trade in. And if the second ping hits now the minion, then it's even more annoying.
Derp.
Derp. That's super annoying for Alesh here. He needs to trade since there is that... Well, he doesn't need to trade. That minion can trade himself, but still, that hurts a lot. There can be a swipe incoming next turn. Now it would be valuable. Or he just goes for the super taunt up and trades with a 3-2.
Go for a super taunt up.
Well, but the super taunt up hurts. Like, there's an Amani Berserker roaming around, and if he Mortal Coils his own Amani Berserker, so we could see a Mortal Coil plus Direwolf Alpha, and the 4-6 would die.
Yep. And then you would have 2 Argent Squires with 2-1 in the end.
Yeah. Oh, he's just going for the silence, so no Mortal Coil damagey play. That surprises me a lot. Since if there's a...
He looked surprised for a second. Did he expect the Druid to be 4-4?
I'm not sure, but...
I think that might be the case.
I wouldn't have done this. I would have gone for what we said with the Mortal Coil and trade. If a swipe is incoming now, and as we know there are 2 swipes incoming, he can just clear the whole board with his hero ability. So just swipe, hero ability, attack with your 4-6 into that 1-1. Easy life here for Kaldi clearing the board.
And next turn there will be the Ancient of War.
That's going to hurt a lot. So with the last play, that swipe could have happened also, but Alesh would have had the lead. So there could have been that crazy swipe, but the 4-6 minion would have been dead, and I call it better like that. And there's another swipe roaming around, but now in this case, you're just going to drop your Ancient of War. It's too valuable to not.
Yeah, and he knows the ult is already gone, the silence. So, yeah, Alesh could play a Black Knight Zulok, but you normally don't do it together with Leroy and the Doom Guards. You rather just get rid of the Leroy and put a Black Knight in.
Correct. Ancient of War incoming now or never. He might consider not playing it since he's feared of the Black Knight. As you said, there could be one, and if it happens, it's going to be super annoying.
He has no choice.
Well, he could play Salna's Swipe, for example, to vaporize everything, but that would be kind of wasty. It will feel kind of wasty. And now there's that 4-10 on 5-10 on the board. He could what maximum damage he could deal? So he goes for Argus at 6, 8, 9. If I'm correct, 6 with an abusive sergeant. That's 8 with
9.
a Mortal Coil. That's only 9.
9's great.
So that's quite not a lot and not enough to win. And next turn there's that Salnas Swipe maybe incoming, and not only he could Salnas Swipe and hero ability also.
Keep all his minions.
It's gonna be quite a lot of damage.
Oh, even breath.
Salnas Swipe Raz everything. Just Salnas Raz, not even Swipe. So whatever he does here, it looks extremely good.
Go for. Oh well, nah.
It looks extremely good for Kaldi. That's we can say that.
Yep, we can.
If he Salnas swipes the left one, like the 3-4, he can kill the 3-3 with his hero ability and just go 9 damage to the face. Then play Ragnaros next turn, win the game. So this is what I have in my mind right now. Brings him down to 19, brings him down to 10 if he wants to. Can also draw a card, so
that makes more sense.
That may even be better. Gets a Harvest Golem, well, he doesn't need, and he trades a minion instead of going through the face. I guess it's okay. 10 damage on the board, plus Ragnaros, 18 damage roaming around. Mortal Coil, 1 card, plus Soulfire, so he can kill off 2 minions on the board and even drop almost all of his hand. In the end, that turned out to be okay for Alesh. But still, there's that you're not getting past that 5-7 minion. Decides to not Soulfire.
That's weird.
It's surprising. It's okay, but surprising. I would have used it before. Like, if he draws a Doomguard next turn and he wants to play it, he cannot use his Soulfire. And there's 9 damage plus maybe a Ragnaros, or just trade off what's on the board and still play Ragnaros.
Or play Harvest Golem.
Harvest Golem Yeti hero ability.
Yeah.
I
Go
guess
into full trade mode.
I guess I would stick with Ragnaros.
Really?
Yeah, you would win in 2 turns. Even if he has a Doomguard, there's only 1 minion with charge he can play. So he would need to have... Yeah, well, even if he draws a Doomguard, he's not going to win the game like this.
What? Leroy.
He cannot play Leroy Doomguard since...
No,
8
no,
mana.
no, Leroy Doomguard. I mean, Leroy Soulfire. That's 10 damage. He's down to 15.
That's not enough to win. That's a good thing. And the most amazing thing, if he trades the 2-1 with his... Like, he's going to sacrifice his 4-2, obviously. But he can trade, so his 5-7 is not going to die to a Soulfire. If he trades with a 2-1 and Ragnaros hits his 3-3, then he's not going to die to a Soulfire. Now he's in Soulfire range. And, well, if Ragnaros hits the 2-1, that was super sad. He hits the face, luckily. But I would have done it different. There would be a 3-3 out. But if it really gets hit, your minion is not going to die anyway soon against that Soulfire. Dead to a Soulfire. That's annoying. And 3 minions on the board.
Even 4.
Even 4. And now, whoa.
Basic math.
1 out of 5. Whoa, Starfall. That's an amazing Starfall. It's a 50-50 chance to hit the face. I guess just take it. He would need to draw Doomguard, Soulfire. No, he would draw Soulfire and then Doomguard to be able to win the next turns. If
Doesn't matter
Ragnaros...
which one. You would have to life step regardless.
He's drawing 1 more card. It's good. Keeper of the Grove. So he can... And he still needs to Starfall and just 50-50. And there's... is RNGesus with Kaldi or not? And, well, will Alesh go 1-1? It looks really rough for Alesh here, or disastrous, I would say. He still has 1 more chance if he survives here in any way. But
Leroy Soulfire.
yeah,
it's
now
the only chance. And
it's Leroy, but not a Soulfire. So
I
quite...
would play the Flame Imp now like a man.
So not enough to win the game here. That hurts. You were so close to winning.
Nice, Alesh.
Well played here, but in the end it's not enough. So let's start the game, jump right in.
Because you don't want to play against all those taunts with a Miracle Rogue, you have 2 saps, but that's about it.
That's correct. You have, as a shaman, more options with those silences. You can just, like, we see a Cairn in Kaldi's starting hand, so you can silence it. You can silence Sunwalkers. You can deal with a lot of stuff. That's quite useful. You also have Hexes, which is like one of the mightiest sheeping tools. Hex is even better than a Polymorph, where just Polymorph should be the non plus ultra.
Why?
Because Polymorphs, it costs 4 and makes it a 1-1. Hex makes it a 0-1.
But also taunt.
Well, you can deal with a 0-1 taunter. A 1-1 is way more dangerous.
Depends.
And there's already a Hex in his hand. Plus, it's a pretty good rush here for Alesh, actually. He gets 2 minions out early, plus a 3rd minion with that Unbound Elemental. And there's nothing Kaldi can do against it at the moment. He only has, well, 5 drops. He has a Harvest Golem now he could coin out. But even if he coins out that Harvest Golem...
It would die.
Yeah, Alesh can just attack, trade, and get out of his Unbound Elemental. That's really nice here for a start. And he can actually deal some damage with it. That's a famous eSuba...
Rush Shaman.
Yeah, that's
Zoo Shaman.
That's a Zoo Shaman. Alesh told me that over Skype. And it's looking super awesome for him. I mean, that's 4, 6, it's 8 damage on the board. Turn 4 incoming. If he draws a Flame Tongue Totem, it's gonna be hilarious.
Well, not for Kaldi at least. Now he places Harvest Golem, but what is he gonna do?
And even a Fairy Dragon for Alesh. So
What?
yeah,
Shaman.
yeah, you were thinking I'm kidding you, but I'm just telling the truth. The most annoying thing is a Starfall next turn. He really needs to trade here with that minion. So if the Starfall comes, his two wolves actually survive, and that's pretty good for him, since he can deal 4 more damage next turn. If there's even a Starfall incoming.
I think he plays just Coin Druid.
Or just Senjin.
Or Senjin. Senjin is even better.
Yeah, both are okay. Both will get hexed, so that's most likely going to happen. And there's incoming. What do we see?
Druid.
And Bear Form. So he really wants to hex that minion, get a totem out, and deal even more damage. That's 5 more damage incoming. That's super rushy for him now. And that Fairy Dragon is entirely surprising, but that's just how Alesh plays. I mean, he's one of the only persons that still goes for Deathwing in a Control Warrior. And he plays his Shaman with 4 Farsights during the Take TV Hearthstone Invitational. So he's crazy. I'm gonna admit it, but it works, and that's good. There's another Druid of the Claw incoming in Flame Tongue Totem. He doesn't even need to Flame Tongue. He just goes Fire Elemental, trade, and does 4 more damage.
He's not sure.
Well, you could also just go Flame Tongue Totem, but if you go Flame Tongue Totem, you need to run in 2.
But you could also go for the Archon Commander and then trade, and also just sacrifice one of the wolves.
But Archon Commander would die to a Starfall, so
Yep.
if you count with a Starfall, that could get annoying.
I know, it's just an option.
Down to 12 for Kaldi here. That looks really grim. There could be a Mark of the Wild Big Game Hunter incoming, for example. But like if you Mark of the Wild Big Game Hunter here, you might have a 4-2 out.
Ooh, nice.
Nice, but 1 mana too less. That's sad. With Selnus, Starfall, he could have killed everything except the 6/5. Is he going for Senjin, Mark of the Wild here?
I think so.
But that's not, well, that helps, but that's not gonna rescue him. There's second. Okay, he could drop the Flame Tongue and, for example, just kill enemy minion.
Flame Tongue, Totem, Unbound.
Yeah, Flame Tongue, Totem, Unbound, and just kill that Senjin with his giant 8/5
Yep.
Fire Elemental. It seems to be the best thing to do here, and he can also do 6 damage in your enemy's face. And not only 6 damage, you can just drop a Unbound Elemental, which will not die to Starfall,
And
get
totem.
another totem out. Well, it will die to Starfall, but still,
The Unbound won't. And then we have
6
the
damage.
Archon Commander, which is GG.
It looks like eSuba is going 3-0 here against vVv.
Zulok, Zushaman.
And what can he do? So he can just play his Selnus and go for Starfall. That's the play I'm
Yeah.
seeing.
Of course.
Drops everything except the Unbound Elemental, and the Unbound Elemental was a pretty good draw. And just go Argent Commander attack, and Alesh does it. Goes here 2-1 against Kaldi. eSuba goes 3-0 overall, and now the 4